Hi, everyone. LA Talk Live, the Don Christie Show, and we have really a brilliant CEO founder of Hydra Blue, energized spring water. Congratulations for everything you've created. I'm so excited. Everyone's going to love this water.
Thank you very much for having me here today.
Yay. And aren't you writing a book on?
Yeah, the book is Dehydration, How to Naturally Boost Your Energy.
Wow.
Yeah, that should be out in about 3 months.
So what inspired you to create this?
Well, it's actually quite a long story. I think that
Let's hear
your
it.
previous guest was, it takes 10 years to really have an overnight success. And about 12 years ago, my 3-year-old son was diagnosed with asthma. And so when that happened, my heart just sunk, and I thought, wow, he's, because he can't breathe, he was coughing, and so took him into the doctor. What's wrong? Why is he coughing? And knowing what I knew about health, because I was very much into natural health, and I knew that, oxygen to the brain, and a 3-year-old kid having asthma, that's not good.
No, it isn't.
Yeah. And so, I just couldn't think with the rest of his life having to take medication. So I initially thought, because I had read a couple years before that about how chronic dehydration causes allergies, asthma, all kinds of health problems.
Wait, go back. What is it? A chronic?
Well, there's a book by a doctor, Dr. Batman Galish is his name. Your Body's Many Cries for Water. That's the name of the book. It came out about 12 years ago, and actually longer than that. But anyway, it talks about how chronic dehydration, long-term, even mild or moderate dehydration, causes stress in the body. It causes immune system problems, allergies, asthma, all kinds of health problems.
So you're saying when a body is dehydrated, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
When a body is dehydrated, causes a lot of illness.
It's a lot worse than what people think, and especially when it goes on for a long period of time. So chronic dehydration is long-term dehydration. Okay. So short-term, it's not that big of a deal, but long-term, it creates a lot of problems because it puts stress on the immune system. It creates histamine in the system. There's all kinds of cascade of effects that are created. And the doctor wrote this book, and I remember thinking, boy, that's not good. A lot of people are dehydrated. Then when my son had asthma, I initially thought, maybe he's dehydrated, because I remembered that book. And so when I first started getting into it, I realized that, yeah, he's dehydrated, but drinking more water didn't seem to help that much. And so that's where my research started.
Wow.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny how God puts something in your life, and then it created you to get on path and to help others.
So you had a mission. This was like a mission.
Yeah.
You were so curious.
Yeah, and
how to fix it.
And it gradually got worse. So initially it was just mild, and it came and went, and then it continued to get worse and worse and worse. And fortunately, I was working with some alternative practitioners, holistic doctors, and so we all got together and really started researching much more deeply on this subject, and started testing people for hydration. And we found that over 90% of the people are chronically dehydrated.
Wow.
Over 90%.
And drinking this Hydra Blue, it just stops it?
Yeah, it does. It works much better than regular water, because what we found was all of the patients that were telling us, not all of them, but most of them were saying, I drink lots of water. How can I be dehydrated?
Right.
And some of them are pretty upset about it because they drink so much water. And what we found was the water is basically dead. It's essentially dead water.
What's dead water?
Well, it's like food that's been cooked. It's the difference between raw food and cooked food. Cooked food is going to keep you alive, and in some cases cooked food is important too, but the amount of living energy that's in raw food is a lot different than is in cooked food or microwave food. Microwave food is completely dead energetically, and so dead water is essentially has no living energy in it.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So we're all drinking dead water.
Most of it. Yeah, it's not from a natural source. And
this is.
Yeah, this is from a natural source.
From where?
In Blue Spring, Georgia.
Okay.
The entire aquifer is made of quartz crystal rock. So it's an incredible rare aquifer. But what we do with it is we further energize it with a nature-based technology that raises and restores the living energy in the water. So it hydrates much deeper because it matches the body's energy. You see, so
That makes sense.
we have the body has an energy field that goes out 8 to 10 feet.
I
when
know
we're
that
healthy.
one.
Yeah.
I'm, I know that when I'm burning
Yeah.
everything or
So I have a question.
Sure.
So natural spring water is better than just the difference I'm talking about
Sure.
is better than purified water. Then purified water becomes dead, right? They're trying to purify it and
Yeah, purified water is basically tap water that has gone through a purification process. But the purification process doesn't restore the living energy. It only takes the toxins out. In fact, it only takes the physical toxins out. It doesn't take the energetic imprint of the toxin out of the water. So the frequencies of the toxins are actually still in the water.
okay.
And so because it is, and it's a lower frequency, and because it doesn't match the body's frequencies, which are a whole range of frequencies, including super high frequencies.
Wow. So it goes right through you.
It
No
doesn't.
hydration.
Yeah, well, it does hydrate. It'll keep you alive, but it doesn't fully hydrate the cells. And the problem with that is even a little bit of dehydration, 1% dehydration creates a 10% loss of energy inside the cells. So most people are 2 to 2.5% dehydrated, and so that's 20 to 25% constantly, deficit, a constant deficit of energy. So, people are wondering why they need more energy, and they're dehydrated. And then they reach for stimulants, and that makes it worse, and so, it creates a problem. So when they drink this water and it actually gets into the cells, their energy goes up. It naturally boosts their energy.
wow. I'm so happy that you created this product.
So this
Wow.
hey. So Brian, this water starts out from a spring.
Yeah, it starts as a naturally pure spring water. In fact, this
So that's a great start.
yeah,
right
and
there.
natural spring water is what you want. If you have any choice of any water, you want a natural spring water.
Okay.
And then the difference between this is very low in minerals, and most people think that the minerals in water are good, but they're not. They're inorganic. The kidneys have to sort that out. That has to flush, it has to filter that out. So it can create a stress on the kidneys. So you want low mineral content. Most spring waters have anywhere from 100 to 250 parts per million minerals, called TDS, total dissolved solids. And this has 31. So this is almost purified coming right out of the ground.
That's
It
incredible.
really is.
Yeah.
How'd you find that?
Well, I looked all over the country, and I have to really give credit to the creator of the technology as well, because it's not just the spring; it's the process that we've put it through. It's a nature-based technology that it replicates how nature energizes water under perfect conditions. So we have a really powerful technology that Dr. Paul Yannick is the founder of quantum medicine. He created this technology.
I love that quantum medicine.
Yeah, yeah.
That's up my alley.
Yeah, it's and quantum is a really misused term. It's really not something that people are using very well. And the word actually means the smallest particle of radiant energy. It's called the photon. And in the body it's a biophoton. And so when you're working with biophoton energy, that's quantum energy. That's what we're talking about, not some weird definition that some people use and misuse it. Yeah.
Because when you drink this water, you feel better. I mean, I love the
I do.
taste. And it feels natural. It feels, holy.
Dawn and I both have connected to this water.
Yeah.
I'm now a distributor, and you can get that at
Hydra
my
Blue.
retreats. And where do people get, besides my space, where do they get, how can everyone find this water?
They can go to hydrablue.com.
Okay.
And we've got a 6-minute video that explains the whole story behind it. It's an animated cartoon, basically.
Wow.
Yeah, so we just got that up, and we're getting ready to launch in June, and the product's available now.
Yay!
Yeah, finally.
This is so exciting. This has been such a hard road, right? To make
Yeah.
sure that you don't take any shortcuts and you do it right.
Yeah, it's been a long road, but we're like you said, it takes 10 years to make an overnight success, and
Right.
that's how long I've been working at this. From one
You
way
didn't
or
give
another.
up either.
Congratulations.
No,
That's Well done.
Thank
You
you.
didn't give up.
And we're looking for distributors and partners and people that want to get involved.
Did you hear that, everyone?
Brian, Brian, what's your goal? Is there certain places you want to get the water into?
Well, we're going to be distributing through health food stores to alternative health practitioners, which we've already got a number of clients. This is a repackaged product. We had a previous product that was packaged a little bit differently. So this is a ready-to-drink water. So for the first time, we've got it in this form. And so we're selling it through health practitioners, yoga studios,
John Christie
gyms,
retreats,
the retreats, spas, and through health food stores.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I was writing all these questions, and I'm like, how does energy hold? I mean, how do you get energy in this water? I mean, how does it?
How does it? Well, first of all, you have to start with a water that has a strong polarity to it. What people don't realize is, our body is like a battery. It has a plus and a minus. And without that polarity, there's no energy exchange. There's no potential for energy. And so every cell is like a battery. Potassium and sodium. The plus and the minus. It exchanges. All of that is an electrical current created by polarity. And so you have to start with a water that has a strong polarity, so it will hold the energy. And then from there, what we've done is the technology itself has replicated the two most powerful factors in forces in nature, and that's motion and vibration. Okay, and the motion in nature that I'm talking about is how water moves through the water cycle. It's got a complete cycle of motion. And when water is moving through nature naturally, when it's winding down the river, it's actually building energy. If water just goes straight on a line, it loses energy.
Right.
But if it folds and goes like this, it builds energy. So as water bubbles and folds and implodes, especially when it's imploding at the bottom of a waterfall, at the eye of a vortex, and when the water is whirlpooling, water is imploding. And when water is imploding, it becomes capable of absorbing the energy or the frequencies around it. Okay, this is how homeopathic remedies are made. They succuss it, they pound it with a little bit of an element, and then they dilute it and they pound it again. And so the pounding is implosion. And so when water is imploding, it picks up the frequencies of its space around it. Okay, and so that's the natural. And so as water is moving through nature, it builds energy and it absorbs the frequencies of nature. Everything in nature, the gemstones, the bedrock, the Earth's magnetic field, the vegetation, everything is absorbed onto the water. And when you're drinking water up in the mountains, mountain fresh water,
Right.
that tastes completely different than most water. When you drink this, that's what this tastes like. It's mountain fresh. It's like when you're at the top of a mountain and you're drinking it right out of the river.
Wow, that's pure.
And it's high energy, you see, because
and I love everything high energy. I'm one that has a lot of high energy. When I drink this water, good luck, Johnny.
Yeah. Well, when we first met, that's the first thing I noticed is we had a real connection with energetically,
I love it, love it, love it, love it. And your son, how is he?
Oh, he's 16 now, and he's been completely free of asthma now for
oh my God,
like 4.5 years.
And he's pounding the water.
Yeah. Well, and it was more than just the water. There was more to it, and Dr. Yannick helped with that as well. But quantafoods.com is his website. He mainly, helps other practitioners. But he helped, tremendously in that as well. But he's been free of asthma now for 4.5 years, and he's playing baseball again. And
congratulations, that's an excellent news.
Yeah. So he's a healthy teenager now. He's, unfortunately, he's eating junk food and everything else that teenagers do. But at least he can handle it now.
Yeah.
Because he was on a really strict diet, and it was really tough and I was a single dad during most of the time, so it was tough.
Wow.
It was a tough road. Yeah.
And you raised him?
Yeah, for 7 years. I'm remarried now, but
congratulations. I know she's a great wife.
Yeah, thank you. And it's a great product. We also are offering a 50% discount online for people that hear you on the show.
Look at that, everyone.
Yeah.
50% off.
Yeah.
Yay. That's nice.
Yeah, it's a one-time so they can try it, because
that's great.
The water without trying it is, it's a nice story, but until you actually try the water, you don't realize how good it is, and you don't know how dehydrated you are until you drink it and your energy goes up. And the other great thing we hear from our customers is that there's a cumulative benefit. In other words, as you maintain,
The more you drink,
yeah, longer you
and you
stay
continue
hydrated,
it.
right? Because when you're better hydrated, your cells are producing more energy, you're sleeping better, your skin is better, your all digestion's better, and so there's a cumulative benefit. And so the longer you're drinking it, the better you're feeling. And then when you stop drinking it, you notice it too, because you're dehydrated again. And so we've got great results with our customers and patients.
And it's great. People are looking when we go to the gym.
Yeah,
we
they
have
are.
Dawn Christie and her client, right, that we train. We're all walking in with the Hydra Blues, right? And no one has recognized this bottle visually, right?
Yeah.
Like,
go, what's that?
What is that?
Yeah.
But it's day after day, right?
Yeah, they're going to be finding out.
So when they see it somewhere, they're going to go, oh, that's what they're drinking. Wow.
Yeah.
But I love it because I sweat and I'm drinking the water and I replenish.
It feels different. It feels different. And if it's a little bit chilled, it's even better. When water is cold, there's more oxygen in it and the energy is more coherent. So you don't want to drink cold water when you're eating food necessarily, but if you drink cold water at night, for instance, or after exercise, this water, when you drink it and it's cold, it's just like pure energy. It just feels wonderful. Yeah, and that's why I chilled it when I brought it over here.
How sweet are you?
What a guy.
You are so sweet. I loved, you educating us because people are just so confused with water.
Yeah,
so many.
That's a good point.
They're so confused.
Well, I have a question. You're on your marketing level. You're saying a lot of health food stores, and I would
gym.
With
we
that.
need to put it in the gym.
But what about for the average person? What about like if you got it in Costco's or?
Well, down the road we'll do that.
Okay.
We'll definitely do that.
Right.
Yeah, we got to start with.
Right.
Yeah, and it is a premium. It comes from Georgia. But it's different than any other water that's out there.
I'm gonna tell you that. That's why.
And
I carry it.
And the confusion is very real. We talk to people all the time, and on our website we have a frequently asked questions section. We have a lot of good information on the website, and also the difference between one of the questions that I always get is about alkaline water. How does this compare to,
And I was just going to ask you that.
Yeah.
How does alkaline water compare to that?
It's completely different.
And can you explain that?
Well, alkaline water, there's two things. There's alkaline water, there's ionized water. Alkaline water, there's two ways to alkalize water. One is by ionization, which is the most popular way, and the other way is with alkaline minerals. You add a bunch of minerals. And so the problem is that nature doesn't alkalize water. It doesn't ionize water. So it's not natural. And so what ionized water is actually water that's gone through an electrical process. It's electrified water. I mean, it's a pharmaceutical approach to hydration. It's 1832 technology. It's not anything new. It's basically electrolysis. And so they pass water through two electrical plates. One's positively charged and one's negatively charged. And it separates the water between positive and negative charged on the ions and the minerals. And it only lasts for about an hour. It doesn't even stay that way. I mean, that's how unnatural it is. The water always wants to move to its homeostatic, best source. And so alkaline water is not natural. If you
and everyone thinks alkaline water is like the best for you.
No,
and that's why it's good to educate people.
Well, it depends. I mean, if you're into natural things and natural food and things like that, then it's not. And like so many other things, you can take a pharmaceutical approach to things and get temporary relief, and you can get temporary benefit.
That won't work.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think that way. I think, well, what does nature do? How does nature do it? And then try to replicate that. So
you're making everyone healthy, and people are losing energy.
Yeah.
They're always losing energy. I have a lot, but on a high frequency level, but everyone needs energy.
Yeah,
people are tired all the time.
Well, look, we're like, what are we, 80% water?
Yeah, we're about 70% water. Yeah, some people say 90% if you break it all down, but it's a water planet. It's we're water-based. We came from the ocean originally.
So how important is this what we're talking about?
And you sacrificed a lot for everyone.
This can change your life. This can change your life.
This definitely can change your life. Everyone needs this water. Remember, Hydra Blue, and it is energized spring water.
And the coupon code is DAWN50, DAWN50. Okay?
Ooh, DAWN50.
DAWN50, yeah. So you can get 50%
we make it 24? I'm kidding. 50 is not my age, my loves. I'm just kidding.
No, it's a 50% off.
Yeah, 50% off.
That's what the 50's for.
Okay. But is there anything else that you could tell us about water and why you just held on?
Well, the thing is that we saw over 90% of the patients we were working with dehydrated. And because dehydration touches, it's the unifying factor of health that water is. And so it touches everything. So when you rehydrate, you actually improve everything else that you're doing for your health. It makes you more flexible with yoga, for instance. It improves your performance in sports. It makes you think better. Hydration to the brain is extremely important. It makes inflammation go down. So everything in health is better when you hydrate. And so no matter what people are doing to improve their health, better hydration is going to improve it. And there's other things you can do too. Like homemade soups are good.
That I love doing.
Yeah.
I love making homemade soup.
Yeah, and that's part of what's in the book is other ways, other things that you can do. Avoid toxic things, anything toxic. And that's why so many people are low on energy now, is it's such a toxic environment.
It is.
Try to stay away from, toxic perfumes and things that are going to, impact your health. It's all dragging your energy down because as your toxic load goes up, your energy goes down. And at some point, the toxic load just gets too much and you get a health problem. And so good hydration and good water like this will help to detoxify the body, and that's important too.
And for the people that have coffee when they wake up in the morning, right?
Which I do.
Okay, fine, but that can dehydrate, right? There's things that
not too, 1 cup, a day or two even. That's not a big deal.
Okay.
Some people react differently to coffee.
And then like wine and alcohol, people can dehydrate themselves using. Socially having a drink, right?
Yeah.
So this is it.
It's also anti-aging.
Hydra Blue, we want to get in there.
Yeah. HydraBlue.com.
Wow.
And the stories on there is a lot of good information. One other confusion that is out there that people talk about how alkalizing the body with alkaline water. Well, your body's acidic, and so if you drink alkaline water, it's going to improve. Well, it's not that simple. There's only one thing that actually creates acidic condition in the body, and we're talking at the cell level, and that's a toxin. Okay, so the question is, how do you naturally detoxify the body in order to raise the alkalinity?
I do a lot of detox. I do a lot of detoxing in my retreats. I am just. That is the most
boom
important
blast.
thing.
Yeah.
The boom
Body
blast.
wrap.
I'm always detoxing people.
Yeah. So if you want to alkalize the body, then do deep breathing, get some exercise, eat right, and go to a spa.
Do my treatments.
Yeah.
Right.
And so water is not going to do it. Good water will help to alkalize the body, but not alkaline water. It's just going to create more problems. In fact, Gabriel Cousens is a medical doctor. He's a famous medical doctor in the raw food movement. His new book. He talks about what alkaline water does. He said alkaline water is not good for the body, and one reason is because people feel more energy sometimes when they drink it, but the reason is because it's killing cells and it's releasing energy.
We don't believe in killing cells.
No, and remember what I talked about, the cells are a battery? Mm-hmm. Well, when you drink ionized water, ionized is highly charged, and so it's knocking out the polarity of the good bacteria in your gut and other cells. And so you don't want alkaline water. I don't mean to be bashing other water, but it's such a problem now because people think, this is new water, this is great. No, it's completely different than what we're doing. This is naturally energized spring water. It's a functional water that actually hydrates better.
Thank God of your soul to care about the world and to change all the cells in our body. And it's like, I'm going to have to go now, but...
Well, you know what, Don? I'm glad we got
Brian, we love you.
It's so important to straighten this out, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. So all your viewers, right? Hydra Blue. This is...
Hydra Blue, everyone.
That's your ticket, okay? And we had such a great guest today. Brian just told us and explained, and I got it now. I understand it.
Yay!
For the first time, really.
Wow.
I was confused.
Sure.
But I get it. It makes sense.
Well, thank you for having me, and thank you for your work too, because helping people find their purpose and
Thank
really
you.
connecting with them is really important.
Thank you. And I love working with you as a team. And I love all of you. And if anyone needs a treatment, reading, or whatever, DonChristieRetreats.com. And Brian, how do we get a hold of you?
HydraBlue.com. You can email me
Okay.
at brian@hydrablue.com.
Love you, everyone. To
Brian,
health.
thank you for being on the show. Thank
All right.
you.
We'll see you
What a-
next
what a
week,
great
LA
guest.
Talk Live.
What a
Thank you
great
very
guest.
much.
Sands of time. No, there was something that meant something that I left behind.